Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. So I'm standing on my beautiful patio that we have been working on for basically this whole summer season. Today is a big and exciting day because I am going to attempt my hand at furniture making, and I'm going to try to make a beautiful big solid wood table for my patio here. So I'm going to say goodbye to this little white table that I've been using for a couple parties, and then we are going to try to, whoa, that wasn't locked, make the table today. So I told you in my last video that I was working on these chairs, dining chairs, having a terrible time with it. I would say that continued to happen, but on the bright side, I figured out that if I use one longer screw that did not come with these, then I was able to successfully make it work. They're still kind of miserable to put together, but I had a few extra screws from putting together those furnitures that were a little bit longer but still the same size. So I tried that and it worked much, much better. Oh, I know there's a handle here somewhere. Maybe there's not. So I just need to get a few more screws and then I'll have all 8 of them done. They're mostly put together. They just need that one last screw. So what we're picturing is a big, long wooden table with 8 dining chairs. Lots of room for hosting dinners, etc. Should be fun. That is the goal for today. So we are headed to my parents' house because my dad has already cut the lumber for the table. We're gonna see how this all goes. So this is where it gets interesting. I have never made furniture before, but I'm excited to try. I feel like at some point you just gotta throw yourself into it and see what you can do. I've never made a stone patio before either, and look how beautiful it is. So basically, I looked at all these pictures on Pinterest and whatnot, and I just want a really basic table. And I thought about buying one of the plans and stuff, but then I was like, you know what? I feel like I can figure this out. So I made myself a little plan that I drew out. If it makes any sense to anyone, I don't know. But hopefully it makes sense to me because I made it, but it was also a while ago. So we'll muddle through it. Basically my goal was this. I want to make a table and I want to make it using the tools that I have, which is basically a drill and a chop saw. And I think that's possible. A lot of when I was looking at different plans that you could buy for $3.99 or whatever, they all had like more tools involved and stuff. And I'm sure that would maybe make a nicer table. But I think I can make something that will be good and not look bad with just what I have. And so that's what I want to do. Now, the other interesting factor is that I'm using my dad's lumber. My dad has a sawmill, so it's going to be rough cut lumber and it's going to be not dry because I think he doesn't run the kiln in the summer and it would take a really long time for it to dry. Plus, a lot of times when it dries is when it twists and stuff, and by doing it wet, screwing it into place, then it can dry naturally over time. And I think that twisting thing won't happen. So that's basically my plan. I'm gonna make it rough cut wet now, although I might try to plane it a little bit, see if that works. Dad said it may or may not work. And then, so it's not gonna look amazing today, but it's early enough in the year now that I think by the end of like by fall, before winter, and if not then, definitely by spring, I should be able to sand it and stain it. It might make more sense just to wait till spring, honestly. Then it's not dealing with one winter. But I'm going into it knowing that this year it's not going to look the most amazing, but after it dries, I can sand it and stain it whatever color I want. And then starting next year, it's going to look just fantabulous. Hopefully, we'll see. Oh, that's another thing. Another reason why I didn't want to use a plan that somebody else made, because they are all going to be going off of store-bought lumber, whereas mine's going to be full 2x4, you know, full sizes. So anyway, that is the plan. Let's stop talking and start doing. Okay guys, I believe that this is my deconstructed table. Beautiful. So I'm gonna load this up into the truck, I think minus the tabletop, which is gonna be these 2x8s, because I'm gonna come back for those after. Oh, you know what? I need Dad to cut the 4x4s. And I think he is doing something at the moment. So maybe I'll leave the 4x4s also and see what I can get started on with the framework minus those parts, and then come back for that also. Okay, so the rest are the tabletops, and this, the 4x4 is going to be the legs, but Dad's going to need to cut those to the right size because they're too thick for my chop saw. So currently we're just taking the 2x4s and we're going to work on the frame first. Okay guys, so I'm really just kind of winging it. I keep studying my diagram and I think it should work. The only thing is when I had initially made the picture, I was planning on screwing down from the top, and now I want to try to avoid that if possible. So I want to mostly be screwing up. So therefore I might need to add 1 or 2 more boards that I didn't have in my picture, just so I have more places that can go up into the top portion. That's okay, we can do that. Dad said there was extra. So I'm gonna start by making the square frame, and really we will just go from there. So I chose to make this thing over on the driveway over here because I was like, well, it'll be shaded from the afternoon sun. But let me tell you, the morning sun is still really hot. Okay, so this is gonna go, I'm gonna double check myself. Let me double check myself. Okay, so these ones are gonna go like that, and these are here. And then we're gonna screw it in like that. And what I don't have, unfortunately, is these 2x4s, or 4x4s, sorry. Those are gonna go in the corners. So it'll be like this. Okay, so far, it's looking so good. Let me get my screws. Okay, I'm gonna make sure everything is nice and flush. So far, so good. I'm splitting the wood. Yikes. I wonder if possibly this drill bit is not the best. I'm gonna go in a little bit further. Another thing I was thinking was, well, if I drive these screws in good enough, then I can fill them with like a little bit of putty, wood putty, and then stain over all of it, and it'll look nice in theory. My guess is that the whole thing is gonna look medium nice, but I think after I really can sand it down and stain it, I bet it'll look pretty darn nice. Okay, so good start, very good start. I'm going to run to the hardware store because I just do not have faith in this bit, and then we will do some cross beams. I will take these boards off. So this doesn't have to be perfect, but just give a general idea of the middle. And then this side is going to be the top. So everything's upside down right now. And I'm going to put these this direction so that I can use them to screw the top into them. This seems flat up against here. So the 4x4s are going to be here. 4. And then the next 2x4 will be here. So then the space in between the two is approximately 29 inches. So 15.5 is where I want the middle to be. Okay, that looks pretty good, I think. Okay, so now I think we need the legs before we can continue anything else, so let's go get those. Okay, so we have our table legs. They're 28 inches. They look really short, but I double checked, and it is the standard size. It's gonna have the 2-inch top on it, so that'll be 30 inches. So hopefully they'll be good. And I ran one board through the planer. There was an extra board. There were 6 boards, and I only need 5 2x8s for the top. It's going to be 40 inches. And there was an extra one, so I ran it through the planer to see if it worked, and it did. So we're going to do all of those, just the top boards through the planer. Sorry if it's dark in here, but that is the plan. I'm telling you, so far the actual process of making the table has been fine, but it's all of the extra curriculars that have to be done, like lugging all of these boards around, which are heavy, and all that stuff that is really exhausting. But it's all good, so we're going to run these through the planer. These 5 boards, just the one-sided planer, so it's just going to do the top and just a little bit because they are still wet, so I don't want to get them stuck. But honestly, it ran through pretty good, so it makes me wonder if I almost could just sand everything if I wanted to, even now. I think that it wouldn't probably hurt anything. It just might like gum up my sander a little bit more. I don't know. Definitely not going to do it today, but food for thought. Okay, we're gonna test this baby out before I put any more screws in it and see how it all goes. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I know for a fact that the ground that this is going on the patio is not at all level. So the way I see it, any which way you look at it, I'm gonna have to be putting some shims underneath it or whatever to make it not wobble. So I'm not as terribly, concerned about it being perfect as I might be if it was going onto a flat surface where you could actually tell, because I know it's gonna wobble anyway, look at it. So as long as it's generally, that's not bad at all. Generally, seeming okay, then I think it is good enough for me. What I am gonna do is bring a chair over, just in case. The good thing is these legs are gonna be tightened up because there's gonna be a thing going across here and then one going across the middle just to keep everything really, really secure. The other thing I wanna make sure is that, like this one right here, isn't good because it goes up a little bit. I need everything to be flat. Actually, this one looks a little high too, somehow. Because the boards are going to go on top of it, Okay. Seems like a normal height. Obviously, it's going to be 2 inches higher. I don't know. I think it's good. I'm overthinking it because I never usually think about table height. Yes, I think it seems fine. Okay, great. Okay, so I got these 2 edge ones in. So I have 5 going across the whole bottom. I'm gonna flip it one more time. I tried to fix the legs a little bit, so hopefully everything is flat, but I just wanna make sure that everything is really good before I do some more to try to really make sure that the legs are not wobbly. Okay. How's it looking? It's looking pretty good. My phone keeps dying. I think because of the heat, it's probably a sign that I should stop, take a break, get some water. I'm kind of like a school bus. I make frequent stops. Holy hotcakes. Well, I keep thinking that the afternoon sun is, like the afternoon shade is going to come to this side of the house, but in hindsight, I don't think that really happens. Maybe at like 8 p.m., but gee whiz, it's hot. I'm almost as sweaty as when I'm working on the patio, for crying out loud. Yeah, while you guys were cooling down and charging up, I cut all of the tabletop to size, which was 94 inches instead of 96, because one of them couldn't go the full 96, so I did them all 94. Which turned out to be even more of a trial than expected because my saw, apparently, I remember this now, only cuts 6 inches. So I had to flip all of the boards around and cut them 4 times, which was kind of a pain, but whatever, we got it done. So basically all that's left is gonna be the top and then also the boards that are gonna go between the 2 legs and then between those 2 boards, if that makes sense. Which I probably, well, I don't know if that matters when I put it in, but I'm gonna lay these down, just figure out which ones I want where. Then I can just flip them over onto those boards, and then I'll flip the whole table on top of those, screw it down. That's the plan. Ah, that was a near-death experience. Okay, let's see. Something's missing. Where's the other one? There it is. So, this one looks pretty nice. I want to have it just so that like the best ones are on the outside or whatever. I don't want crackage on the outside if possible. Oh, would be a good side. That one looks pretty good. I think if I flip it around. So it is like 4:15, I think. 3:45. And my favorite food truck opens for the summer tonight. I know it's really late. And they're only open like a few days a week. And it's kind of like rare and exciting. So I definitely want to go get my brisket sandwich tonight. And I'm hoping that I can enjoy it on my new table. But we got to keep moving and grooving if we want to do that. Sensing a little bit of a uphill right here. Basically, another reason why I wanted to plane the tops was just to make sure that all of the boards are exactly the same depth. So this is going to be what it's going to kind of look like. It's definitely got to go down your way a little bit. But I think this looks decent in the way of what way it's going to be. So let me think. If we're going to flop everything over this way, and this one has to go first on that side. Everything looks pretty good. I also put more securement into this, the legs and stuff. So we're gonna see how this goes. Basically, there should be a 3-inch overhang on these sides and a 6 or 7 inch overhang on this side. I don't really care as long as it's the same on both sides. Eek. Not bad. Okay, a little bit. Okay. We're doing this, guys. We're doing it. I'm gonna say that's good enough. Every time I move it, it moves like 1/8 of an inch one way or another, and I'm like, nobody's gonna be able to tell. So I'm gonna need a lot of screws actually to go into each board. And I think obviously I've got to go into each board on the top, and then I think I'm gonna do some toenail, how is that gonna work? Yeah, maybe just go into here, so at least it's something on the edges. I feel like that should be enough, but what do I know? But we'll see. Put a whole bunch in and see if it seems secure. And then I still have to remember to do these boards as well. But I'm gonna get to work, and we'll see if we can make this baby secure. Okay guys, we did it. So now it is time for the big reveal, and it really is a big reveal because it's like I have no idea what's going on there, and if something's wrong I might weep because I'm hot and exhausted. But now we're gonna turn this baby over. Oh, okay, let's try this again. We're gonna turn this baby over. Yikes. Okay, one more time. Life is a breeze when you bend at the knees. That's a hernia waiting to happen. I'm gonna wait. Obviously I need help to bring it to the back anyway. So that's too bad. I'm gonna have to wait. I texted my mom to see if one of them would mind helping me bring it out to the patio. But apparently I'm gonna need help flipping it over as well. She heavy. I really hope that none of the screws, especially the ones that I toenailed, went in through the front. None of the other ones should because the screws weren't long enough, but I'm a little worried about the toenailed ones. Okay, well that was a workout, and it's hot, but it worked out so far with my schematics that I drew up. You may have noticed I got these little L-shaped not hinges, but kind of like hinges. I don't know what they're called. These little guys, and I put them just for this little section because I couldn't find any other way to do it really well. I could toenail it in, but I felt like that would be more secure. So that's what I did. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I'm just bummed that I can't flip it. Stay tuned.
Let's get up on the edge.
Nice, right? Yeah. Shim it up so that it's good and leave it like that.
It's not wobbly.
No, it's not bad. That's what's nice about the big.
Not like right here. You can only get this side touching. There's nothing here, so that is a little bit hard on it.
Well,
I could.
Maybe I should push it over a little bit. Yeah, let's move it this way.
Well, I mean this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be all in that room.
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Yeah, that feels good. These are the chairs.
Oh, those are your new chairs.
Okay, not all the way under. Yeah, I'm gonna have 8.
Oh wow.
Nice. Just make sure you don't get in a hole. Whew. Yeah. Well, I said I was gonna have it done for dinner.
And you did it.
When are you gonna start believing that I can do the things I say I'm gonna do? Crazy, crazy kids.
You were hilarious because you were like, I'm sick of work. I'm thinking to myself, whoa, why do you have to do it today? But you're like, well, I'm doing it today. And you did it.
Get the food, woman.
Okay, it's right there. Let's eat. Oh my gosh, guys, this table is solid. Like, no joke. I had no idea how heavy this thing was gonna be. But I'm very thankful for my parents helping me because even with just one other person, there's no way I could have picked up and moved one side of this table. Absolutely not. It is all there. But I think it looks really, really, wow, that looks really nice. I am very happy with the way that it turned out. The top of it is really, I think, pretty smooth. Obviously, it still needs to be sanded, but the way that the boards are hitting each other, I think is really nice and smooth. I'm pretty happy with the straight line of the edges as well. And I think I'm just gonna sand, the corners so they're not quite so sharp. Just smooth them over a little bit. But overall, I'm very, very pleased. And also with just like the design of it, based on, all the pictures that I saw and stuff, that's what I really liked. Very simple. I just think it's super cute and it goes great with the chairs. Plus, I'm thrilled. I don't think I'm even gonna have to shim it at all. It's just solid. So, another fun project completed. Feels so good to be sitting at my new table on the patio. And it's gonna look so much better once I get to sand it down and stain it the color that I choose, which will be to be determined. So I'm thrilled with the way it came out. I'm definitely exhausted. It was harder work than I expected because just everything is so heavy, and it was crazy hot, which didn't help anything. I think if it was 20 degrees cooler today, I would be perfectly fine, but with the temperature it was, I am exhausted. So I'm gonna say a big thank you for watching. I need to finish up the chairs, so I'm gonna have 3 chairs on each side and then the 2 end chairs, 8 in total, which I think is gonna fit really well. And you could probably squish like 2 more if you had a bigger party. So it's feeling really good. Another piece of furniture on the patio. This is all so very exciting. So I hope you enjoyed this project. I will see you guys next time on A Drill and a Dream. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later.